are ready for the semifinals of the Miller High Life Open outside Chicago in Vernon Hills, Illinois. Tonight, two teams battle for a critical win on ESPN Sunday Night Football starting at 8:30 Eastern Time, 5:30 on the West Coast. Fred Taylor, Mark Brunell, Jimmy Smith, and the Jaguars take on the Giants. Michael Strahan and the Giants defense looking to disrupt one of the most productive threesomes in the league. Tonight, 8:30 Eastern Time, also available on ESPN Deportes. It all starts with NFL Primetime, presented by Miller Lite at 7:30 Eastern Time. So, Jason Couch, talked to us earlier about being discouraged when you didn't make the cut in the first couple of events of the year. Between then and now, what has changed for you, and as your confidence returned?
Well, after a top 16 last week, I definitely got a little confidence back. Seemed to throw a ball a little better today and all this week, and plan on having a good match. Good luck to you. Thank you.
Randy, possibly a 10th career title, he says, would mean a lot, making him qualified possibly for the Hall of Fame.
Talk about a marquee matchup with Jason Couch and Walter Ray Williams, Jr. These guys know how to win. They've been here a lot. The thing to look for today, Jason Couch, our only left-hander. Playing the outside angle. 4-pin goes to the sidewall, takes care of the 7.
Now the legend, already in the Hall of Fame, comes in high. And he's got a 3-pin to deal with after his first ball.
You know, when you watch Walter Ray Williams Jr. throw a shot and he looks down at the lane and says, wow, that's telling me that he's not really sure what the lane conditions are doing. When I said, you know, Jason's our only left-hander in the field, and, you know, I think that it could be either a really big advantage or a disadvantage, Dave Ryan. A big advantage if he's got a really good shot because he's the only player on that side. As you see what Walter did, talked about the Devaney match.
Come on, get into it.
Games 2 and 3, Randy, of that match with Devaney were 210-208 and 213-212. So that was tight. A lot of drama for Walter Ray on lane 9. Pocket.
He blew in that thumb hole, got a little bit extra feel there that when guys blow in the thumb hole, they either blow a little moisture in there or they're just clearing the hole out, get a little bit better feel, a little bit better grip. When you blow in that thumb hole, it gives a little heat, a little easier to hold on to. See if Jason does the same. Nope, just hand goes in. So here's the thing, if Jason has a really good reaction, he's the only guy on that side of the lane, he's the only guy that has to worry about the lanes changing. And not a real good break there, leaving the 6-8.
Break.
So you just heard it. How about a break? Tripping the 9 or the 6-pin out would have left him with 9 sparing. If this guy gets down, then if he gets locked in on his side, there's only one player on that side. The lanes aren't going to break down as much. But on the flip side, if his shot is really, really bad, if his reaction is terrible, there's only one guy that can help change it and help to break the lanes down. That's him. It's not enough help. Right now, trying to get the ball to the right side of the 6-pin. Slide it into the 9.
Top split. Can't pick it up. Couple roll-offs, sudden death roll-offs for Jason Couch, including one in the round of 8 match with Chris Barnes last night. And it was dramatic. He won in a 5th and deciding game to advance off to the television show. Kind of a roller coaster match that was in the round of 8.
Jason told me the key to allowing him to throw it well this week was he had to slide that first step. If he's going straight, he's got to slide that first step and keep his slide foot on the ground.
Yeah! Finds the pocket. Yeah! Go!
When Jason Couch keeps his slide foot on the ground, he's nice and controlling, and he's not leaning on it, meaning he's not trying to rip the holes out of the bowling ball. As rev rate comes down, he can keep the ball in line. When you start seeing that heel come off the ground, that's when he's starting to get all over it, throwing it harder with more revolutions.
Strike here, 22-pin lead for Williams. A little high out of the pocket, but he gets all 10 down to the pit.
And just a nice finesse of Walter Ray Williams Jr., who's made a living of just making really good shots. One of the higher averages this week at 231 and a very high strike percentage. There's something to be said, you know, today's game has changed a lot. You see all these younger guys from the big hook ball, and here's 43-year-old Walter Ray Williams Jr. just stroking away, keeping the ball down and in play, making shots.
Also a touch high out of the pocket, but still 10 down to the pit again for Walter Ray Williams Jr. He's been battling a sore neck all week. He's actually seen a local chiropractor twice, but looks okay today.
And you see that back in, that subtle back in reaction, the 8-pin, the last to go. The ball is perfectly centered right into the 1-3 pocket. Jason Couch has hit the pocket all 3 times. Problem is the 8-1 in the second frame instead of 9 spare. Down by 32.
Moving over to lane 10, again finds that pocket coming from the other side. How long will it take for the lanes to respond to the left-hander here?
Well, not as long as it normally does, Dave, because when the lanes start to heat up under the lights, all the temperature in this arena setting, when those lanes heat up, you see Jason's average a little bit lower than Walter's and his strike percentage a little bit lower. As the lanes heat up, it causes the oil to evaporate. The hotter the lanes get, the faster that happens. It's a lot faster on TV day than during the week. Just like the oil in your car. That engine starts to heat up, that oil evaporates.
Everyone can relate to that.
You're looking great!
Looking to trip out the 7-pin, didn't get the break he wanted on the late messenger across the pit.
Gets this ball out a little bit further, and watch this thing coming. Wow, head pin comes across, no messenger, goes in front of the 7-pin. Jason's going to a very, very low friction ball, a plastic ball. Look out. All right.
Got his mark on lane 9. Jason telling us he knows how close that was. You saw it right off the release, how crucial it would be against Walter Ray Williams. And he was a little bit miffed about the draw, the way it worked out. They have to match up with a Hall of Famer in the semifinals, hoping maybe that wouldn't be the way it worked out. He knows you got to have a great start against someone like this. I mean, any kind of early falter, and it could be over.
I mean, I've been on tour for 22 years. I've bowled against this guy. I've won a couple of times, lost a lot of times. You know, the one thing that came to my mind anytime I bowled Walter Ray was never give him an opening. Never give him a chance to get on you. Well, Jason did that in the second frame, and Walter's taking advantage of it.
Has a 4-bagger. Trying for 5 in a row and a 43-pin lead. 5-7.
That ball gets into a little bit of that light, that swish area, and both the 5 and 7 stand up. And take a look at the pin action. The 5-pin got hit, was going one way and got hit by another pin and stood up. And that ball was DOA. It was dead on arrival.
Split conversion rate so far. He'd like to increase it now.
Last night made a split to beat Mike Devaney in the second game.
Needs another here. Trying to kick it over to the 7-pin. An open frame. Perhaps the opening Jason Couch needs to get right back in this semifinal match. The legend Walter Ray Williams trying for a 35th title. Couch wants to break into double digits. Exciting semifinal action continues from Chicago next.